moving. So if you want to bring yourself to standing, bring your tins of baked beans, chopped tomatoes, and just have them ready beside you. So we're not going to need them for the first couple of exercises, but then we will need them after that. So just starting with some nice mobilisations. You're going to have your feet in parallel. Check your posture. So we want those ribs to be in, that pelvis to be neutral. We've got the weight equally over the toes and the heels and over the right and the left foot. Lengthen through the crown of the head, reach down through the arms, just a couple of roll downs. So chin towards the chest, peel yourself away from the wall, draw the ribs in as if you're rounding yourself over something. Coming slowly down, let the arms hang heavy, the head is heavy as well. Slowly come down to whatever you can with straight legs. Take a breath in, exhale, think about using the abdominals to support you as you restack yourself and bring yourself up to the top, and again those shoulders down. We're going to go just a couple more times, so chin towards the chest, drawing the ribs in, arms are heavy and hanging. We come down slowly, 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 and then we take that breath in, dropping the head, and exhale, restacking the spine and coming back up to the top. We're going to do one more just like that. So chin towards the chest. Start to bring yourself down. Slowly, slowly, slowly. You're going to come all the way down to the floor. Keep coming down for me. Keep coming down. Take that breath in. And then you're going to exhale. You're going to restack the spine. And bring yourself back up to the top. When you come up to the top, you're going to take one foot slightly forward. Have one foot behind you. And I want your back heel to be lifted. Your pelvis, I want you to just tuck it underneath. So literally you're going to be squeezing in the bum cheek of your back leg. Lengthen up through the spine. Now just check your front foot, so check your toes are spread. And you can feel your weight over big toe and little toe and heel. Now from here, reaching down through the arms as you exhale, I want you to bring your arms up towards the ceiling. Take a little back bend. Check you're still squeezing this back bum cheek and think about opening up through the front of your thigh. And then bring those arms down again. So I'll come forward facing for you. So we've got this tuck through the pelvis. We exhale, we bring the arms up. We think about reaching and stretching through the front of this hip and that thigh. And then we bring the arms down. So just that little hip flexor mobilisation. Exhaling, bringing the arms up. If you can, take those palms so they're flat to the ceiling. That little look upwards. And then down we come. We're going to do one more here. So exhale, arms come up. We've got the squeeze in the bum cheek, the openness through the front of the hip and the thigh. And then down we come. Switch over to the other leg. So we've got that one foot forward, one foot backwards. We're going to tuck the pelvis underneath. We've got this squeeze in the bum cheek, this openness through the front of the thigh. You might get a bit of a stretch before you even go anywhere. I do this side. Spread the toes on your front foot. Find the connection through your core. Exhale, bring the hands up into that tiny back bend. Hands come up to the ceiling. We flatten the palms and then down we come. So we're exhaling. Hands come up. Looking up towards the ceiling, and then down we come again. Just two more here, so exhale, arms up, feel that gentle support, almost stretch through the front of the abdominals. I'm going to do a last one for me here. Finding that balance as well. Fabulous. From there, I want you to just soften your knees for me. So they're slightly bent, shoulders are down, and I'm just going to take a couple of swings and rotations, just warming up the trunk. That's it, nothing complicated. You can let the whole body move, just rotating and waking up. And then back to centre. Well, singing Happy Birthday now makes me want to sing for the whole of class. That's a bad thing. I will do my best to keep it inside my head. Right, so now we've got feet facing forward in parallel. We've got this idea of these ribs drawn gently in towards us. We're tall through the spine. We're going to do our waiter's bow. So we're going to start without weights and then we'll add them in. So we're reaching the arms. You're going to come down into a little bow as if you were a waiter. So you've got one hand underneath you, one hand reaching behind you. Exhale, coming back up. We switch arms. So we've got straight legs, straight back. Then we exhale as we come up. So we want that support through pelvic floor and lower abdominals as you come up. So just give me one more practice there. We're coming into our little waiter's bow. We've got our tea towel over our arm. Now I want you to pick up your dumbbells. / chopped tomatoes or chickpeas if you're posh. Okay. Baked beans. Yeah. Running out of baked beans in my house. So we ribs it in, again, nice and tall. And we're going to, although the legs stay straight, we aren't locking them and overextending them. There's a slight softness there. So we're coming into our little bow. And then we exhale. Use pelvic floor. Switch arms. So every time we come up, we want that core to support us. The shoulders are down. We take our little bow. That's it. Now, as you come up to the top, also just check that you don't lean backwards. Okay? Good. Just getting rid of what's up. I just want you to even yourself up because I lost count. Not unusual for me, hey? Okay. From here, I want you to come to standing on one leg. So we're going to go balance on one leg. I don't need to turn sideways, do I? So we're on one leg here. We've got our toes spread. We're trying not to lean and wobble around. So to do that, we need to have the connection through the core. So find that pelvic floor, find those lower abdominals, spread your toes, feel that connection. Then I want you to take a very a half waiter's bow. So we're trying to keep a straight back. And then you're going to go for a bend and reach back. So I want you to think about this reaching behind you. Okay, so don't think so much about the bend, but think about reach right back. So how far can you reach your hands behind you? And every time you reach, use that core a little bit more. So we've got this squeeze in the top parts of the arm, in those triceps, in your bingo wing area, if you ever were a fan of Mr. Gok One. So we exhale, we reach back with that little squeeze, trying to keep stability. We're on one leg. That's it. Next time, I want you to come back and I want you to hold. So come back and hold. Now we're going to squeeze up from here. So we're going to do little pulses. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your arms down. I can feel that and I didn't do them all. So now onto the other leg. So spread the toes, feel the connection through the floor, grounding yourself, use pelvic floor, lower abdominals, balance. Now we're going to go biceps, so we're coming around the other way. So we turn the arms, we drop the shoulders, we try and stay open through the front of the chest. We exhale, bicep curl. Each time you exhale, think more core, so more pelvic floor, more lower abdominals to support you. Staying tall through the crown of the head. We exhale, and up we come. That's it, aiming to keep stability. Good. Just a couple more here. Going to do a last 2. This one, hold it here. Now I want you to give me a little pulse where we're going to punch the arms up towards the ceiling. So we're going to go 8, 7, 6, 5, exercise using our weights. So if you take your legs out wide now, turn your toes out, turn your heels in, drop those shoulders, bring the ribs in. So your exercise is going to be, start with, we are going to go for down into our squat, arms out to the side, exhale, pushing back up, squeezing the arms into the side. So on the exhale, we use the core to support us. So we come down into our squat, we exhale. Shh, teaching.
But why did you think happy birthday?
Oh, it's someone's birthday. Inhale down.
I'm bored of that done.
And up we come. You're lucky. If my children had sung, you would have got like 4 different versions, including you're 102 and you've lost all your teeth. So last 2 here. Last 1 here. Exhaling, coming up. 1 last one. Bring your feet now into parallel. Just going to shut my door. Try and keep some of the noise out. So feet are now in line with the hip bones. Shoulders are down again. Good posture. Ribs are in. I want you to bring your tin hands to your shoulders. We're going to inhale as we come down into our little narrow squat. Exhale, pushing up. So we inhale down, we exhale. Feeling almost that long lift through the pelvic floor and that rise and tension of the abdominals. So we inhale down, we exhale. Feel the core firing. So we inhale down, all 10 toes are connected to the floor. We've got that length through the crown of the head still. That's it. So inhale down, exhale. Feeling the support through the pelvic floor and the lower abdominals each time. Lovely. Just 2 more here for me. And 1 last one. Brilliant. Just bring yourself down into a squat so you can place your hands down. Functional movement and all. Right, we're going to come down, take a little downward dog, a stretch, and then we'll end up on the mat. So I'm going to just come to the end, so I've got space. Going to think posture. You're stood against the wall, shoulder blades are down, chin towards the chest. We start to roll down, drawing in through the ribs, peeling ourselves away from the wall. Arms are heavy and hanging. Come down to whatever position you can do with straight legs. Take a breath there, and then I want you to bend your legs if you need to, and you're going to bring yourself out to your downward dog position. So we're going to walk ourselves just slightly out, drop the head through the shoulders, have that little lift up through the heels. Take a breath here. We're taking a breath in and a breath out, feeling the stretch through the back of the legs. Try and send your heels down towards the floor a little bit further now, and push your head more through your shoulders. So really try and get your nose towards your knees and your heels towards the floor. Taking that big stretch. And then we're going to bend our legs, bring ourselves down to seated on our bottoms. Wonderful. Right, so have your tins beside you. For action in a minute, we're going to sit on our sitting bones. So you want to find those bony bits in the bum, the base of the pelvis. Sit yourself up tall, lower your shoulders, and let's just start holding on underneath our thighs. That's the word. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Take a nice big breath in, and then breathing out. Now I want you to focus on this breath coming into the middle of the back, into the ribs, and actually into the pelvis as well. So feel that expansion and then breathing out. Get the idea of the breath exiting from the pelvis and all the way up. So just a couple more breaths there. Nice big breath in, expanding into the ribs and into the back, and also into the pelvis itself. So we know the core starts with the pelvic floor. Now from here, we're going to take a breath in and prepare. As you exhale, I want you to work right from the very base of your pelvis. You're going to tilt and round and come down. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. Look in towards the belly button. Breathe in, hold, exhale. You're not going to pull yourself up with your hands, but you've got them there. Just more so that when you come all the way up to the top, then you can really lengthen up. We breathe in, prepare, we exhale. Tilt and round. Breathe in there, feel that extra stretch in the back. Exhale, come up, breathe in, prepare. Check you're really tall, and then we exhale, tilt right from the very base of the pelvis. Breathe in, and exhale up. Now we're going to bring the arms up. Drop the shoulders. Same thing, we breathe in, prepare. We're sitting as tall as we can. We exhale, we tilt and we round. Take that breath in. Getting that stretch in the back. We exhale. Come all the way up. And then as you prepare to go again, you really lengthen your spine as if you were still holding under your hands, under your thighs. We exhale, we come back. We breathe in and hold. We exhale, we come all the way back up to the top. We restack the spine. We sit up as tall as we possibly can. We take that breath in. We're going to go again. So we're going to exhale. Down we come, shoulders stay away from the ears. Look in towards the belly button. Breath into hold, breathe out. Coming up and sit up tall. One more there. We're going to exhale. Shoulders down. Breath to hold.
Mama.
Yes.
This was pretending Roo as a king.
Okay. Shh. Off you go.
It's funny.
No, Mummy's teaching. We're going to pick up our added weights today. We're going to add these in for a bicep curl. Okay, so we're going to have the arms outstretched in front of us. Again, sitting as tall as you can. Shoulders down, lengthen through the crown of the head. Bicep curl for me here. So we're going to exhale, bicep curl, release. So we exhale. We're going to tilt and round through the pelvis. We take a breath in. We're going to come up. And then we bicep curl the top. So we're going to exhale. Tilt and round. Take a breath in there. Coming back up. And add your bicep curls. You're sitting up tall. So we exhale, tilting round. Take a breath in. Coming back up. Bicep curl, we're going to just do one last one. Taking that breath in. All the way up to the top and add that little bicep curl. That's it. Drop those down. From here, I want you to cross your legs if that's comfortable for you. If not, you can bring them into a long frog position. Once again, we're trying to sit on the sitting bones, so sit on those knobbly bits. And we're lengthened up, the ribs are in, the arms are up in front of you. We're going to come into a bow and arrow. So as you exhale, we're going to pull one arm down, you're going to reach one arm forward. Think about keeping the ribs in, the waist nice and tall. We take this rotation on the exhale, and then back we come. So drop the shoulders, lengthen through the crown of the head. We exhale, we come around. Now remember, as you come back, each time you might need to reset your spine. So if you're somebody who struggles to sit up tall, just have a little wiggle and a reset. So we exhale. Now as you exhale and you rotate around, that's when you need your core to be supporting you. So that's when you want to think about engaging more through pelvic floor, using more lower abdominals. So we exhale, we rotate around, we've got that support through the pelvic floor, through the lower abdominals, and back round we come. Have a moment's release where we reset. We exhale. Taking that rotation. I'm liking the teaching that's going on. So exhaling, reach one arm forward, take that rotation, use these tummy muscles to support you. And back we come. Going to do one more each way. So remember, as well as activating the core, so we want to have this strengthening and this activation as we come around. But then as you come back, we do have that little rest, just for a second. So we exhale, around we come. Feeling the need to use the pelvic floor and the lower abdominals more. And then we come back and we relax. Brilliant. That one is finitoed. From here, I want you to bring your hands into your praying position. So we're going to palm press the hands. Again, we've got this length through the spine, the ribs in, and we're on the bony bits in the bum cheeks. So from here, we're going to go back into our rotation. So we're going to exhale, and you'll suddenly feel that you can't necessarily go as far. I want you to take a breath in there and then exhale to come back. So we're going to exhale, come around. I want you to hold for a breath. Big breath in. Next time, you're going to go a bit further. So we exhale, come around. Inhale, hold. Exhale, can you rotate a tiny bit further? This is the one where we're trying to wring all the air out of our lungs. So we keep the hands in front of us. We exhale. Round we come. We inhale, hold. We exhale. Can you go a bit further? When we come back. We do one more of each way. So shoulders are down. We exhale around. We inhale, hold. We exhale a little bit more core. And then back to centre and one final one here. Trying to move all as one unit. Brilliant. Right. From there, I want you to bring both legs to one side. So just take a little side-to-side stretch after those rotations. So both legs to one side. And I'll hold around where your ankles are. Bring this arm up and over. Take a nice big reach and a lean. Trying to keep this shoulder down. Thinking about the stretch from the hip bone through the ribcage. Just hold there and breathe. Thinking again about this breath being something that actually stretches us. So as you take a nice big deep breath, you get this extra stretch. So just holding and taking one last breath here. Bring yourself up to the top. Swing your legs around the other way. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So there's a lot to be said for having this deep breath. So shoulders are down, ribs are in. Bring the arm over and we take that breath. We're trying to breathe into the ribs, so into this side here. I can feel that expansion. So if you've got tightness in that mid-back area, you'll get that stretching. And just one last one here. And coming back up. Perfect. But we are going to come into hands and knees. We're going to do some plank preparation. So this does not mean you're going to go into a plank. This is all just about the prep. So you're going to have hands on the shoulders, knees underneath hips, shoulder blades are down. Think about your ribs being slightly lifted away from the mat. So we're drawing those in still like we would do if we were standing or if we were lying on the floor. You're going to tuck your toes underneath and we're going to go for a hover. So we take a breath in. As you exhale, you find your core first. So we set the core. Okay? Take another breath in. As you exhale, you're going to hover your knees just a fraction off the floor. Come back down. Now, if that feels like it's too much, if you can feel a bearing down where your pelvic floor is descending, if you can feel like your abdominals are bulging out or doming, then go for one knee. So you can exhale, hover one knee and bring it down, or you can exhale and hover both. Make sure you go on the exhale and you're using that core. So we want that pelvic floor and those lower abdominals to be on, set, switched on, supporting, all of those words. So, shoulders down, long spine, toes are tucked under, either one knee or both, coming into that little hover, Joe, that's looking nice. How are we doing? Just having a little look around and liking Amy's variation with the child underneath her. Very nice. That's it. So exhale. Good. Just doing one more for me here if you can. So we're going into that exhale and that hover. And then bring yourself down. So that should feel quite challenging, just the lift of the knees. You can feel that the core needs to switch on and support you. We are not going into a full plank, obviously, but where we are going to go now is we're going to go into an arm and a leg extension. So if you can bring your tins back with you, I'll show you where you're going. So you all know the arm and the leg extension. We're going to start with leg away, okay, and we'll do a couple of those. Then we're going to go into arm away, and then we're going to go into arm and leg away. We're not going to lift the leg unless you really want to. And then we're going to add in our cans. So then we're going to see what happens if we go for arm and leg sliding and coming back. Now, personally, I find this quite a challenge. Okay, so don't be surprised if it suddenly gets a whole heap harder when we add in those tins. So start with shoulders down, spine nice and long, ribs drawn in towards you, lower abdominals working. Exhale, slide the leg away, trying not to move through the rest of the body. So we extend the leg, we draw back in. We've got space in that hip joint, so we're not shortening in the waist. We exhale, we reach out. And then we drag back in. So it's like you're creating more length through the front of your hip. So we're reaching, reaching, reaching. Have a slight activation in the glute, and then back we come. So we exhale, we reach the leg away. Getting that length. Now we're going to go for 4 arms. So we're going to exhale, reach the arm, keeping the spine long. Just arm. So exhale, arm, that's it. Just drop those shoulders, widen through the back of the shoulder blades. Bring the head up for me slightly, Vicky. Anybody else? Great. Laughing because some of you have got like children rolling underneath you. It's normally me in class. Right, so from here, arm and legs, we're going to exhale. Arm and leg, we're not lifting, we're just reaching. We're creating space through the front of that hip. And then we come back. So we're going to exhale, shoulders stay down, lower abdominals, supporting pelvic floor working 2. We reach arm and leg. And then we come back. Going to do one more each way. Trying not to move through the hips. It's like one of these magician tricks where nothing else moves. Okay, now we are going to try with our tins. So you're going to bring your tins under your hands. Drop the shoulders. Lower abdominals are going to be switched on. Then as you exhale, can you reach one hand and slide one leg? And then come back. Coming around this way so I can have a sneaky peek. That's it. So as you come back, also try and keep that space through the body. So we've created this gorgeous length as we've reached away. And then as we come back, can we keep that length through the spine? Try and flatten the spine a little bit more for me, Hayley, and bring the head up. Yeah, there, good, nice. Just do one more on each side if you can. Yes, it is quite wristy, I agree. Good, last one to be even. And then just sink yourself back, give your wrists a little rest. That was really good. That went better than I was expecting, I'll be honest. Fab. Right, you're going to come down to lying now. So you're going to lie down on your right hand side. You want to just bring yourself down. Arm, cushion and head, if you've got one, or a folded towel or a jumper, anything that just gives you this little bit of lift, so we've got this nice neck alignment and not the head hanging down. Going to lengthen all the way through the spine. Going to bring those ribs in slightly. Imagine you're against the wall. Find that core again, so switch on through pelvic floor and lower abdominals. Hand is down on the mat, shoulder blade is down. We're going to go for just a lift of the leg and an extension, but I want you to lift it up and hold it up. We've got that leg held up, again shoulder connected. I want you to bring the knee in towards you and then exhale, kick it out. Now before you go any further, could you just check for me that there's this idea of space between your ribcage and the mat, so that you can fit a finger or a piece of paper or something underneath you, so it's slightly lifted. Then we're going to go again, keeping that idea of lift away from the mat. So we draw the knee in, but we don't sink through the centre. We stay lifted and then we stretch back out. So we draw this knee in, staying long through the waist, and we kick back out. So we're using core to support, and we kick out. That's it. So we're going to draw in, and then we kick out. Just going to do 2 more of these. So drawing in and kicking out. And 1 more here. We draw in without sinking in the centre, and we kick out. If you can now bring your bottom leg very slightly forward to give you some stability. Use it as your anchor, so reach through it and make it heavy. I want you to squeeze in the bum cheek of this leg on the top. We're going to take the leg behind you, so we're going to squeeze in the bum. We're going to try not to arch through the spine, but reach out through the front of the hip. Take the leg slightly behind you and then draw it in. So as we exhale, we're engaging through the core, we're squeezing in the bum, we're opening up through the front of the hip. We take the leg behind us and we draw it in. So we're going to exhale, take that leg back and drawing it in. So see if you can get this bit of a stretch in here and also this work into the glute, but without arching through the back. Just check in and see how we all are. Just squeezing in the bum, taking that leg back, really nice. Just check you're not arching as you're taking that leg all the way back for me, Polly. Just think, draw in through the core, squeeze the bum. So from here, I want you to take the leg back. I want you to hold it back for me. Just check your position. So just check you're not too arched through the spine. The ribs are in. The core is on. I want you to flex your foot. Then you're going to do a little lift and a lower back here. So we're going to exhale, lift and lower. So we're working into this bum cheek, into the outside of the hip. Really good strength. Now we're still slightly lifted away from the mat. We lift and lower, keeping the leg behind us. It's all about that lift and that squeeze in the glute. Just going to do 4 more here. So we've got 4 and 3 and 2 and 1, and then we're just going to drop the leg down. From there, I want you to bring yourself back to hands and knees. To remember what side you've been lying on. I am on my right hand side. We're going to do a cat with a little push back. I want you to bring yourself into hands and knees. Then have hands under the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, shoulder blades down. Again, get this idea of where your spine is. We don't want to be arched up at the minute. We don't want to be tucked underneath. We want this little lift of the rib cage and the activation through the core. Just give me a couple of cats. So we're going to exhale, tilt through the pelvis, rounding up, sending the belly button towards the ceiling. We keep pushing upwards. We drop the head, take a breath in. And then control as you come all the way back to neutral. So we're going to exhale, tilt and round up through the spine, sending that belly button towards the ceiling, tucking the head in. Take a breath in and control as you come all the way back. So we're going to exhale, tilt and round up, creating that scoop or that arch in the body. Take a breath in, head hangs heavy, and back you come. Next time I want you to hold it up. So you're going to come up into your cat, come up, 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 drop the head, take a breath in. Now as you exhale, I want you to sink your hips back towards your heels, but I still want you to feel the heavy connection through your hands. So if you go too far on this one, you'll feel like there's no real weight in your hands. I want you to still keep that pushing into the mat with the hands the whole time. So we're staying in our cat. We're going to go forwards and backwards. After a couple, you will have lost your cat, so then you want to reshape the body. Keep this heavy connection through the hands. Take that little lean back. Come forwards. Just see how we're doing. You're up in your cat. Taking that lean back. Yes. Then coming up again. That's it. Just do one last one of those, creating more space almost in that lower back area. Good. Now bring yourself onto your other side. So we're going to come down to lying on the left. Arm, cushion and head. Well, I'm on my left. You can be on whatever side you've not done already. Stretching yourself out nice and long. So we start with the legs one on top of the other. We lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. We draw in ribs. We find pelvic floor and lower abdominals. We find this activation underneath us. So we're slightly lifted away from the mat. We connect through those legs as well. And then we're going to put the hand down on the mat and keep that shoulder in place. As you exhale, bring that leg up and hold it. And then you're going to bend your knee. And then we exhale and we reach out. Once again, trying to create more space in the front of that leg and in the hip. So we bend the knee and we stretch out. Shoulder stays down. Ribs stay in and waist is lifted away from the floor. Hello. We bend the knee in and we extend and reach. Just a couple more here. Trying to keep everything still through the torso. Using pelvic floor and lower abdominals to support you. Now I want you to take that leg out, hold it. I'm going to bring the bottom leg slightly forward. Reach through that bottom leg, connect through it, make it heavy. Check you've still got the ribs in, this little lift away from the mat and the length. Now I want to squeeze the back bum cheek. I'm going to take the leg slightly behind you without arching your back and then come forward. So as you exhale, squeezing the bum, trying to open out through the front of this thigh and this hip as you take the leg back. So we're going to exhale, squeezing the leg, open up through the front of that hip, to that hip flexor area. Excuse me. Exhale, squeeze the leg back. That's it. We're just checking in with our bodies that we're not arching the back or swinging. By swinging, I mean when like the whole of your body starts to move, everything stays still. Hold the leg back for me now. Flex your foot. Just check in again. Ribs in. We're against a wall with the spine. We're going for our lifts and lowers. So as you exhale, we're going to lift and we're going to come down. So we're exhaling, we're lifting and lowering. Check and see how we're doing. So we're not coming up super high, we're keeping the length through the whole of the body. Trying not to squidge in the waist. We're still staying lifted away from the mat through that underneath side. Just 2 more there. Amazing. Drop the leg down, give it a little rest. Fabulous. We're going to come onto our backs. Finish off down in our kind of classic Pilates position. So bring yourself down to lying. Come into neutral. We've got that pelvis in neutral. So just check hip bones are level all the way through to pubic bone. Got your feet in line with your sitting bones and in line with your shoulders. Got the ribs down and we're reaching the arms. Breath in and just remind yourself where you are. So I'm just wiggling through my pelvis to try and get it settled on the mat. And then as we exhale, we find pelvic floor, we find lower abdominals. We're going to do single knee folds, just 4 of them. So I want you to exhale as you lift. And inhale as you lower. Okay, so we're going to exhale, go for single knee fold. Try not to bring the knee too far in towards you. I said 4, but I'm completely lying. I want you to keep going now. Single knee folds. So exhale, float one leg up, coming up to about 90 degrees, using core to support. That's it. Just checking that you're not arching through your ribs or lifting your back away from the mat. Lovely. Right, I've seen everyone's. So now I want you to bring one leg up. I want you to hold behind your thigh. And we're just going to go for a kick upwards. So we're going to go for a stretch and a bend. A stretch and a bend. So lengthening the back of the hamstring. You're back, kicking your leg towards your head. So if you want to, you can hug your knee slightly closer in towards you and get that slightly bigger stretch depending on how deep a stretch you want to get. Stretch and bend. Just a couple more here. And then this time I want you to straighten your leg back off a little bit. So get to a point where you can hold it up straight and you can feel your core is connected and working. And then I want you to take your hands away. So now we're going to have a pointy leg up in the air. So we've got a straight knee or as straight as you can get it. As you exhale, I want you to lower your leg a little bit so it's in line with your other leg. So 2 in line. And then we kick up. Now we're going to flex the foot as we lower. So flexed foot to lower. Pointy toes as you lift up. So exhale, pelvic floor, lower abdominals to support you as you kick down. And then we kick up. We flex the foot, we exhale to lower. And then we kick up. We flex the foot to lower. We kick up. We're going to do one more. Flex foot to lower. And kick up. Come back to a bent knee for me. We're back in our single knee fold position. And do little knee circles. Well, they're actually from the hip. So I want you to try and drop the leg out to the side. Circle it back in, still keeping the connection through the torso so we're not arching the ribs. The back of the pelvis stays still on the mat. Pelvic floor and lower abdominals are still working. So actually as we drop the leg out to the side, that's when we're having to work the hardest. So that's when the pelvic floor is on the stretch position. That's when your obliques are having to fire. Now I want you to bring that leg down. We're going to do all of that on the other side. So exhale, single knee fold on the other leg. Hug it in slightly towards you, hold around the underneath of your thigh. We're going to stretch and bend. Stretch and bend, keeping the shoulders down. The chest is open. Taking that reach through the back of the legs. Remember, you can hug it slightly closer in towards you to get a deeper stretch. if you want. This time let's hold that leg up, let's back off a little bit so that we can keep the connection through the core and not be arching the back. Straighten the knee, bring your hands down. I'm going to flex the foot, lower it down so it's in line with your other thigh, and then kick up. So flex foot to come down, exhaling. Pointy toe to come up, inhaling. So we exhale, we use the core to support us, and then we come up. We're still trying to keep this idea of reaching out from the top of the hip socket. So we're always creating this space in that hip area rather than ramming everything up and creating tension. So we reach down and we kick up. Good. Lovely job. Now let's come back to our bent knee for our circles. So circling from that hip joint, bit of hip mobility, but using the core to stabilise us through the pelvis. That's it. If you've got any clicking in that hip area, again, trying to get this sense of reaching out, having that bit of space in there. Exhale as you take the leg away from you, keeping the supporting leg nice and still. Just going to do a last couple. And then we'll bring that leg down. Fabulous. We're going to try double knee folds. Now, if you are just coming back for the first time, or you know that you can't do a double knee fold at the minute, stick to a single, but add an arm for me. Okay, so this is the lower option. Exhaling, knee and arm coming up. If you know you can do a double knee fold, then come with me. So then exhaling, single knee fold, exhale, more support through pelvic floor, lower abdominals as you double knee fold, and then bring the legs down one at a time. So again, we don't want this to be bulging through the abdominals, we don't want this sense of heaviness in the pelvic floor as you bring the second leg up. Okay, so we're exhaling, we're bringing one leg and two legs up. So exhale, one leg and two legs. Are those feeling okay, Polly? Give me a thumbs up if they are. Yep, great.
That's punching in the chest really hard.
I'll sort you out in a minute.
Punching in the chest.
Okay. I'll come and do it. That's it. So exhaling as we lift. Who's sat there with loads and loads of legs? Oh, it's Katie. That's it, good. Just a last one for me. Okay, so again, I'm going to give you levels. We're going to do the 100. Now, level 1 is to come to single knee fold, raise the arms, and not flap, I nearly said flap, pump vigorously. Level 2 is to come to a double knee fold and pump. Level 3, which is if you are potentially Amy, Mel, Joy, if you know you can do a curl up basically and it's all fine, then is to come up here and do your 100. Okay, so Polly, be careful because you've just come back. Choose where you are going to go with caution. You can always go down a level. So I am going to start in level 1. So we're going to come up, we're going to reach through the arms, take a breath in. We exhale for 5, we inhale for 5. Or you could be in your double knee fold. You exhale for 5, you inhale for 5. Or you've got your curl up, you exhale for 5 and you inhale for 5. If you're doing a single leg, make sure you alternate your legs after 5 lots of your breathing. Keep pumping and reaching through the arms, still thinking open through the collarbone. That's it, keeping it going. Use pelvic floor and lower abdominals to support you the whole time. Vigorous pumping. You're doing 10 lots of breathing. You must be coming towards a 10. We've got one person down. Joy's finished. That's it, good. Those people are there. Stay down on the mat when you're done. You're going to go straight into shoulder bridge / spine curls. Once again, feet are in line with the sitting bones. We've got the pelvis in neutral. We're reaching now more through those arms. We've just had the reach from the 100, so now reach and connect them on the floor. As you exhale, tilt through the pelvis. Use the glutes to support you. Make sure your knees aren't dropping out. Take a breath in. Think about that rib cage still being in. And then as you exhale, you're going to come slowly down through the spine. So coming down isn't collapsing, it's controlled with weight evenly over right and left foot. We breathe in, you exhale, pushing slightly into the mat for that extra support through the backs of the arms. We come up, we squeeze in the glutes, we keep the ribs in. Breath in. Slowly you come down one segment of the spine at a time. So you're exhaling, you're tilting, you're bringing yourself up off the floor one piece at a time. That's it, check the ribs in, you're really squeezing in the bum, lovely. Keep it going for me. I'm going to get you to add in a heel in a minute, but not just yet. So exhale. Tilt and start to bring yourself up, squeezing in the bum. Just want to check everyone's is okay. Yeah, looking nice. So the thing that you're going to add in is a heel lift. So as you exhale, you come up to the top. We breathe in, we hold. We're going to do a heel lift and a heel lift, and then on an exhale, bring yourself down. So it's going to be exhale up to the top, inhale, hold. And on next exhale, heel and heel, take a breath in, exhale, slowly, slowly, slowly come back down. Exhale, up to the top, inhale, hold. Remember those heels. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze in the glutes. Take that breath in. Exhale, one heel up. Oh, cramp. Good, do one last one. Unless you've got cramp, in which case obviously give it a rest. That's it, lovely. Okay, I want you to roll yourself onto your side to bring yourself up to seated. Let's take a little stretch, as time is running away with us. Okay, we are going to take one leg out to the side, bring one leg in, try and have this openness into the hips, the shoulders are down, the ribs are in. We take, just reach down with one arm. So I want you to bring same arm, same leg, that arm down. And then we're going to bring this other arm up and over, so we get that side stretch too. Oh! And then we're going to bring this arm to the back, bend your elbow, take a side stretch over here. Bring yourself up to seated. We're just going to switch over. So we're going to have one leg out to the side. Shh, tell me in a minute. 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 Tell me in a minute.
But both of
Going to take a reach down.
Both of the kids were being mean.
bash their heads together.
Mommy, why? Cassie, push my wound.
Shh. Don't talk when I teach you. Don't talk when I teach you. And then we're going to bring this arm up and over. Does anybody want 3 children for the day? Anyone? Oh, 3? You've already got 3, I know, but you'd have 6. They'd all play. It would be lovely. You wouldn't hear any noise from any of them for the whole day. No. Nobody wants you, kids. And then we're going to bring this hand behind you. And take that stretch over. And then let's come up to the top. We're just going to cross the legs. Shoulders down, ribs are in. We're going to bring the arms out to the side. Take that rounded position. And then we're going to bring the arms back out again. So we're going to exhale, bring our arms round, draw the ribs in, drop the head. Coming back up, we're going to do just one last one. Oh, my shoulder clipped.
Mum, so I noticed now. 3 and 3 equals 6.
3 and 3 equals 6. Well done. Thank you for that. Excellent, ladies. Thank you very much. We shall end there. Oh, I haven't pressed the right